We're back.
Yes, we are. Okay, so our third movie is a movie Sean, who is not with us today,
We miss you.
our amiga, picked this movie, and I'm really glad she did. So actually, George is going to
Represent. Cover.
Yes.
So her movie was The Lovely Bones.
He's cute. Does he like you as much as you like him?
Grandma, would you please just drop it? Hey, Mom! Look at me! Smile!
My name is Salmon, like the fish.
Okay, shipmate, take it away.
First name, Susie.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, Susie. You are beautiful, Susie Salmon.
I was 14 years old when I was murdered
You're the salmon girl, right?
on December 6th, 1973.
We didn't find her, Mrs. Salmon. I'm very sorry.
Dad, she's dead, isn't she?
You miss her, don't you?
She's gone.
What if she isn't? What if she's still here?
Grandma, Susie's in the in-between.
I wasn't gone. I was alive in my own perfect world. But in my heart, I knew it wasn't perfect. My murderer still haunted me.
Don't be afraid.
Just 2009, It's a supernatural thriller drama film directed by Peter Jackson. Didn't he do the Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay. So this movie is based on Alice Sebold's award-winning and best-selling 2002 novel, The Lovely Bones. It's like Bulan.
Known as the Lovely Bones.
So it follows a girl who is murdered and watches over her family from the in-between, and is torn between seeking vengeance on her killer and allowing her family to heal. And it stars Saoirse Ronan. She plays Susie Salmon, the main character. She's the narrator too in the movie, and she's the one that's murdered. Stanley Tucci as George Harvey. He's a serial killer. Chris,
Pedophilia.
And he's not giving anything away. You know this right up front.
Yeah.
by the way, this he was nominated for an Oscar for this role, and he lost to Christoph Waltz in
Glorious Bastards.
Glorious Bastards.
Oh, yeah. Christopher. I'm sorry.
So Mark Wahlberg as Jack Salmon, Susie's father. Rachel Weisz as Abigail Salmon, her mother. Susan Sarandon as the grandma. And Rose McIver as Lindsay Salmon's her younger sister. So
And Christian Ashdale as Buckley Salmon.
Buckley Salmon, the brother. Yeah, yes. So yeah, I actually enjoyed the movie. I really liked it. I will say I've become a big fan of Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah.
I think everything I see her, and she's just such a good actress. And I hadn't seen this movie, so my introduction to her was Lady Bird, and then the Queen movie. What's it called?
Mary
Queen of Scots.
Yeah.
And then I saw her, and you said, oh yeah, and she's really young, and she's a really good actress. She really. And she has the thickest Irish accent.
It's talking like that, you know what you say.
And
No, I'm usually very critical of that in a movie if I know an actress. But
Right.
I did when I actually saw the movie, because it's not the first time I saw it. Right. I thought that I had no idea she was Irish.
I think up to then we thought she was American.
Yeah,
that's how good she
am
is.
very critical
and
of
at such a
these
young
things.
age too that she can pull that off.
Oh my God!
But I thought I mean, it's a very unique story actually. It's fantasy.
Yeah.
It's very serious. It's very a little depressing. It's kind of heartbreaking.
It's sad.
It's sad, and but it has a very interesting. It's just interesting scenes. Very there's a scene like when she gets murdered and then she's running because she still thinks she's alive and she runs to this other girl who sees her because she's like a seance or something.
She's a medium.
But then
she doesn't know it.
But then she realizes she's still running I can see in other movies that people like ghosts or I see dead people
right
where they think they're still alive, and then they realize, oh no, I'm not.
Well, then that's one of the best scenes is that when she's running, all of a sudden she's in the killer's bathroom
Yeah, and that's when she realizes
that she's
that
dead
she's been
because
killed, yeah.
her locket.
her locket, her clothing, the blood, and everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have to say, Stanley Tucci, he's I mean, it's tough to play a role like that. When if you get tasked, you're gonna want to do the role of a serial killer that kills young girls.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough because people believe the characters too. So I wonder if he got any hate mail for the great role. I think he said that he was he researched his role by watching documentaries and reading books on by criminal profiler Johnny Douglas. So I think his wife didn't want to do it because he thought it was too harrowing. It was too rough a role, but he took it. But yeah, the great, I thought great acting. A lot of time when I see Mark Wahlberg in a movie, it's it's Marky Mark.
Yeah,
He kind of pulled it off too. So it was just it was big star, the star cast, so it's just it's like, I thought it was a really good movie. It was.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know how I would say when children, I don't know if you've been around. One reason I like being around children is
Careful.
No. I'm not it. It's be around children is they make everything lighter. And what I
Simpler.
mean by that, and I felt like that by her being, she is Saoirse Ronan, who is Susie Salmon. She is narrating this through the whole thing.
Right.
And there's just something about children that I love, and especially young. I think in this movie she's supposed to be like 14 years old.
It's the innocence of it.
Well,
Yeah.
they're not
Simplicity.
they're not that innocent. Although this girl was quite young,
And a young 14, yes.
But she, it's just something, I don't know. Like maybe hits out. It's like my logical brain loves them because they
Right.
just kind of observe things.
They haven't
and
been hardened by life yet,
and
so
they
everything's
state,
up.
Well, and not only that, but they state what they see.
You know what it is? If they were dogs, their tails would be wagging all the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're right.
Okay, I
Good
love
analogy.
I love the movie. I love the book. The movie got the most terrible reviews.
It got a 32% approval.
Yeah, I know. It was like I loved it. I'm not a person who watches serial killer movies like
As I am.
Right, they're not my favorite either.
Right, but it was like she made it bearable for me. She made me able to watch her story because of her matter-of-factness about everything. And even though I am the same thing with Fatima, I am not a religious person. In fact, I'd be Father Nicola. I'd be
Harvey
having
Keitel's
the debate,
character. Yeah.
right? It's kind of like it didn't bother me that she was in this in-between place. You know what I mean? That and I, to me, how I saw it is she had to get into, and I can see all the critics over here, to get into heaven, you have to give up revenge and you have to
let
give
go.
up hatefulness. And that's what the whole thing to me was about within her.
Interesting.
But also at the same time, her sister, I mean, literally with her sister, I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh my God.
Because
oh my
her
God.
sister suspects
oh my God.
the neighbor.
She knows. She has
Yeah.
that instinctive feeling that sometimes children have. And I always think this is a reason that children should walk back and forth to school. After a while, you get a feel for people. And you go, oh no, that guy's off.
Even
And
as a young
she-
kid, you
yeah,
know,
and
like
she
something's
knows,
not right.
She knows it's that guy's off.
Yeah, and so she goes
Right.
to try and prove it. It's one of the best,
Yes.
I think, one of the better scenes.
And
And you know what's interesting too?
Yeah.
That like you said about like her, that sometimes kids have that sense when they know danger. But those guys, those like serial killer types, they seem to know too. They're very sharp.
That's why when he
they
walked in the house,
he walks
he
in the
knew.
house right away. He knows something
because he's a
odd.
predator.
At the beginning of this, while Susie's in what I call the in-between, right? She's seeing her whole family dissolve because
Yes.
of her death.
Which is
and
so
yet,
accurate.
And she's,
This-
and then you're seeing all these girls saying, come on, Susie, come on. And you realize later they're the girls that he's killed, all the girls that he's killed. And they're all different little ages.
But also the end of the movie rectifies that. it rectifies
very
that.
just,
You
yes.
know what I mean?
Yeah, but you
That-
know what? Yeah, but the rectifies it. But in the end, too, the end of the movie, I did not like because, in a way, it shows that these guys get away with stuff
all the
and
time.
if it isn't for like either act of nature or whatever it is, they get away with this stuff. And
Yeah.
it's a sadness that it lets you know that they serial killers get away with it.
The main thing I thought was the thing that held it together so well is the relationship between her and her father. Mark Goldberg.
Yeah.
Mark Goldberg?
Mark.
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg. yeah.
Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. He is really excellent in this, and you really feel a bond, like
Yes,
a
he
father
does.
and a daughter, and the heartbreak. But funny enough, George, even though the ending, as long as we'll say you'll be satisfied with the ending. Billions of these guys. Wow, how many people do
No,
they have to
that's
kill
what I'm saying.
I think
if they
it's-
get caught?
I think it's different now because I think we have DNA. But I think when this
Look at the Golden State Killer.
well, they found him.
Yeah, but
Not only that, with DNA,
150 women
but-
later.
Well, now everybody's got a
because
cell
now we
phone,
have
too.
DNA.
Yeah, but
And now we have a cell phone. But,
But-
I actually woke up in the middle of the night and
Right.
said to him, you know why he hit young girls? Because remember at the end scene when he's talking to that
Young
one
girl?
and she's like basically piss off.
yeah,
She understands. This guy's
yeah,
like piss off.
he's a creep.
right?
Right.
He's a creep. Right? It's like that's why he hits really young girls.
There's innocence.
Because he talks. He constantly talks.
He
It's like-
maneuvers it. Yeah.
Yes.
And he makes something seem okay.
But the young girls, of course, they're trusting,
Yeah.
you know, and the older girl was like, screw
Yeah,
you.
you know at that age, she was probably 50.
Yeah, the young
60,
girl was a little more
savvy.
14.
than Susie Salmon was.
Yeah.
But you're right, she did have a connection with her father where she almost comes through the plane and talks to him. Like there's that one scene where has a candle because they made this jar with a little sailing sailboat or thing ship inside it,
Yeah.
and then he puts a candle on it and he just puts it by the window, and you see the reflection of the candle. And the reflection, the candle, it's the flame is going in a different direction than the actual flame,
Right.
and he notices that. So it's like she has the connection with him that she can it's almost getting through to him.
Well, let me
It's like
just
when
say,
people die, don't you think? You can always feel them.
let me just say this. I think Susan Sarandon's role in this,
It's great.
her character is so great because her and the boy, the brother, the young brother, who is Buckley Salmon. That's the character.
I just love the name Susie Salmon.
Yeah, it was like there are the comedy relief.
Yeah.
They are so great. The Susan Sarandon's character is, if I was an actress, I would love that part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
And it's set in the 60s. It's set in
Yeah,
the
drinking,
60s.
smoking,
Yeah.
And doing the vacuuming.
yeah, she's great. So okay, let's
Beep
shall
boop.
we mark it? Okay, I'm gonna give it a 10.
I'll give it a 10.
I'll give it a 10
It's one of
too.
my top 100 movies
Yeah,
to see.
so take
I'll give it a
that,
10.
Mr.
So
Ebert.
And Rotten Tomatoes. See,
Yeah,
that's why you
Rotten
never
Tomatoes.
listen to critics.
Absolutely.
You know, it's only one person's opinion.
Yes.
Yes. Beep, beep, beep. We're back. I was like,